A couple of months ago, I bought this thing and we made a video that was fairly riveting. But I don't think it was riveting enough. And so I bought this. This thing was very sweet for little small 8mm rivets. But in that video, I asked you guys, if you had a big rivet gun for sale, could you please let me know so that I could buy it from you? And a very kind gentleman reached out to me offering me this for sale. Fabulously packaged, by the way. We just got all the random screws he had lying around. What is that bag? Oh! I tell you what, even just the handle weighs more than this small rivet gun. Oh, yes! What a score! That, boys and girls, is an exceptional haul of tools. Absolute beauties. The scale of this. Look, these little tiny rivets that we were making compared to, I mean, goodness gracious.
That is like a Titanic rivet, isn't it?
Yeah, you put together a Titanic with one of them. We now have the proper stuff, the stuff I was dreaming about. Let us derust these, I think. I'm gonna leave those parts in rust remover overnight. Now, I get to dig in to the Big Bertha. A lot of wood chips.
Are you sure it's wood chips? Because this kind of looks a bit like oregano. You didn't get it from like an Italian pizza shop, did you?
And what sort of oregano are you talking about, Jamie?
It looks like bloody oregano.
You and your herbs. Can you put your safety glasses on, please, Jamie?
Done. What? What are you looking at me like that for?
Jamie, you have the most fabulous pair of safety glasses provided to you by the lovely people at Block.
They're up here, they're on the glasses dart.
The glasses dart. So you got these lovely Block Lynx safety glasses they sent us. And you don't even put them on your head. What's that? Oh. That just came out of it. Huh?
Yeah, work it.
What?
What? Yeah, used by fans. Oh.
What's that? Oh, Jamie. How else are you meant to polish a cylindrical object?
Sideways.
Like this?
No. Yeah, there you go.
What, that solves the issue?
Yeah, that's like you're stroking a dog now, isn't it?
Fit serrated ring, then spring collar. All right, so that goes on here. Oh! Now drop this over top. Ooh! Cleveland, size 60, Glasgow, made in Britain. I bet this thing was used in the shipyards or something epic like that. I'm gonna go see if my neighbor has a fitting I could use. My neighbor very kindly lent me some of these bad boys. This is a type of air fitting that they use on bigger industrial hoses. These two things slot together and then twist, and the benefit is it has a really large diameter bore size. I assume as we get into big old rivet guns like this, we need all the diameter we can get, because a regular PCL fitting here, it only has like a 5 or 6 mil bore, so the amount of flow that you can get is significantly reduced. Having said that, I'm waiting for a delivery on some of the parts that are going to allow me to attach these things into there, and so first thing we're going to do is use the dramatically undersized PCL fitting, shove it in here, and see if this thing go dugga dugga dugga. All right, we just fired this out the end. What happens if you do it without that? All right, nothing happens. This must be an important component. Right, I'm not scared, panicked, nothing at all. No, I actually feel quite calm. Would you look at that, Jamie? The rust removers just told me that it's time to take these out. So let's clean up those parts. I'm inventing a new game, Jamie. It's called Move the Snaps from one bucket to the next. I feel so lucky that we were able to get all these tools with this thing. Just think of the history that all these things has. But what I wonder is did that thing come shooting out because it didn't have an end on it?
Well, that collar there looks like it was supposed to click into there.
So maybe you force it in. Maybe that's how it's retained. Because you see, on our small rivet gun, you remember, I had to make this little groove right there. That's how this thing doesn't shoot out. This one doesn't have any groove like that. Ha-ha! So now that won't come out. What happens if we now put air to it? That was hilarious. I think the issue may be you're not meant to ever press the trigger unless it's firmly placed on something. Here's what I'm wondering. You see this flat right here? That is not in line with the flat on the handle. What if there's a certain clocking that we haven't properly oriented? I see a load of holes on that with a little bit of spacing, top and bottom. And then on this, 2 holes at the bottom. There's no other markings. Man, I'm really clueless about how this thing works. I'm currently in a text thread with Ben, trying to work out what's going on here. It is a bit dirty in there. See if we can give that bore a little clean. 1814, we took a little trip on down to Colonel Jackson, down to mighty Mississippi. You know, maybe it needs a little lubing as well, you know? Now I'm gonna orient this so it's square with that. What if it's sideways? I'm admittedly a little bit confused about how this could be the issue, but Ben did suggest that I should go straight to the bigger diameter hose so that we make sure this thing gets enough volume of air. Wah! Joys of next day delivery. So let's get plumbing. There's just something so terrifying about this hose diameter. I don't like that. Maybe I could make myself a barb. We're onto something here. That's a barb. Put it into the pipe, and then you have a hose clamp that squeezes the hose around it to stop it coming off. And we'll put that in there instead of the quick release. We'll just have a quick release over there. As best as I could, I made it replicate the fitting that's here. I'm gonna use that clamp. Here's my big hose. Yeah. Oh, it's got so much force. I'm gonna put this somewhere way away from all of us. Slowly crack the pressure. That's not great, is it? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, good. Doesn't leak. Shot it out again. There's no semblance of reciprocation. It's meant, I presume, to be a little bit more like this, where you get some sort of reciprocation out of it. There's no beep bop boo, just the beep. Just got no idea what's going on here. Something that does come to mind is that there's some sort of port that's clogged in there. In order to get it to reciprocate, there's got to be air passages. If one of those air passages is clogged, we're not going to have any sort of reciprocation. So as much as I wanted to do a cursory look, test, it works, before we do any proper teardown and cleaning, maybe the teardown and cleaning has to happen now. Here's a good thing that we should do to show the people. Bore scope. There's 4 ports here, and going all the way back, we've got a little ring. Looks like there's a bit of PTFE tape. In there, can't see nothing. Can't see anything that tells me anything. Just off the phone with Ben, he told me more body weight on the gun to get it to work. So I've got to really lean into it. What is going on? Oh, thank goodness, something to distract me. Thank you so much. Oh, and it's good. I'm always the happy boy when MeUndies sends me some more of their amazing underwear. Slowly but surely, my underwear drawer is being filled exclusively with MeUndies. These things are the best underwear that I have ever used. All their underwear is made out of this super stretchy, ultra soft, lightweight micromodal fabric, and this time around, I'll spare you me getting undressed. Wearing MeUndies has completely ruined me wearing any other undies because nothing compares. I wear them to the gym, I wear them when I'm climbing mountains, doesn't matter if I'm getting sweaty, doesn't matter if I just want to feel cozy. Whatever style of underwear you typically prefer, MeUndies is going to have something for you. They've also got an incredible range of loungewear as well as a whole host of options for the ladies out there. Be sure to check out their ball caddy underwear to really show off your rivets in the best light possible this Valentine's Day. MeUndies is sharing the love by offering you guys 20% off your order, as well as free shipping on orders over $75 when you go to MeUndies.com/Forge and use code FORGE at checkout. Click that link in the description. Got an idea. Here's my idea. I'm gonna chuck this rivet in the vise so that I have something with that's a little bit more positive to hammer against. Ah! I'm gonna try flooding this thing with oil. Oh. Up. Nothing. Ah. I'm gonna try the short one. Short piston. No! Instead of trying just the short one or just the long one, we're gonna try both. Twice as efficient at screwing everything up. This piston is meant to fire down, hit the back of the snap, bounce off it, and then that's meant to change the porting of the air. It fires back, which then changes the porting of the air to then fire forwards. It's not meant to be just a big hunk of steel. It's meant to be a beautifully engineered bit of manufacturing precision. And right now, it's just a big hunk of steel. Let's do a proper clean in the ultrasonic. There she goes. Plenty of nice thin oil in there, eh? I have about this much hope that it's going to work this time. So we hopped on the phone with Ben and a colleague of his who's spent a lot of time disassembling these things and fixing them. This felt like there were no moving parts. Apparently, there's meant to be moving parts in here. There is meant to be some sort of a valve mechanism in this piece that could well be seized and not moving. I think that this component was interference fit into here. Trouble is, interference fit doesn't come out very easy. Oh, it moves, Jamie! Oh, yes! You do not know how awful yesterday was. That is one of the worst days in the workshop I have had in a long time. We just got this thing out of there! Right, we should hopefully remember which orientation this is. See inside there is a locating dowel pin. Ooh, 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 look at that! Looks like there's a separate piece here and a separate piece there. I think I'll try and separate it some more. That thing. Come on. Out you come. What a noise. Almost. Yeah, baby! Great, great, great. Oh, something moved, look. I got it to sit back in, Jamie. That could be the valve. So this now moves, which is awesome. And you can see how fiddly this component is. Just pushing on the side, can't get it to move. That'll bind it up. You have to push on both sides. That's how tight those tolerances are and how dirty and corroded it was that it was so tightly seized shut. So I think it's now time that we can chuck some really thin oil in there, clean up that bit that slips on top and put it back together. Things are looking up for us, Jamie. I think it's gonna work. In. Are we ready? Yes! Get in, baby! Oh! Let's make some rivets. So I made up this puppy here. We got 3 different size holes. Starting off, a little bit of hot rolled 16mm bar. In she goes. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah, baby! Yeah! That just tickles me in all the right type of ways. Oh. I think that will hold a bridge together. That was 16mm, which is close to 5/8. We used the 5/8 sized snap. Let's now go to 18mm, which is some weird imperial measurement. Boom. 3, 2, 1. Yeah! Oh, didn't form it quite as well. Shoot, look what I did, Jamie. Oh, I made a mess of it. So 3/4 of an inch is more like 19 point something millimeters. We've got 18mm bar. That is disgusting. But we've got a big boy to make. That must be an inch. You know? I've dreamt about that for many, many years. Setting a 1-inch rivet with a pneumatic rivet gun and a fairly decent one to boot. Time for a field trip. Ben from the railway just texted me saying they've got some spare rivets that they can't actually use on their boilers. We're gonna go pick some up and see what he thinks of our rivets. Hot out of my workshop, some rivets for you to criticize.
Not bad.
That one's a bit off-center, isn't it?
That's very off-centre. We'd accept that one.
That one would be acceptable.
That would be acceptable.
There we go, I like that. 30% success rate will do for me.
They won't.
No, chuck them in the scrap bin.
They'll be scrapped then.
Look at this place. Utterly unreal. Scale of industry and trains and SpongeBob. It's enormous.
There you are. Different
Beautiful.
sizes.
That'll get me started very nicely.
All different sort of different lengths.
Thank you so much. Now these are some beautiful proper rivets that Ben made up. These rivets are so much bigger. This 1-inch rivet that we picked up is almost 500 grams. Compare that to the 8mm rivet that we used in our last video, 17 grams. That means that our big rivets are 28.8 times larger than the ones in the last episode. We have 11 1-inch diameter rivets to make our first proper riveted project. Now that the house is starting to near completion, I need a little table. So here's the idea I'm working with, a little bit of a jigsaw rivet combo, and it's got me rather excited. I'm also going to need to do a test of the jigsaw components. Oh, yes! Oh, I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited about this. If this works, it's gonna be epic. How on earth are we gonna do this? I think it's gonna be like that. Find a way to support these, and then brah! All right, this is the setup. Some bits of wood are balancing these bits of steel plate on top of a big lump of metal with a rivet snap stuck in it. As you can see, it's all very rigid. And now I'm trying to work out, do I heat this up with a torch, or do I heat it up in the forge? I'm sure there's times and places where both would be viable options, but when you see old videos of them putting together the Empire State Building, they're heating them up with a forge. So for the sake of history, we should probably try that. What I know for certain is over the course of these 7 rivets, we're likely to see some variation. It is going to be a little bit of a storyboard of the arc of me hopefully learning how to set rivets. The 7 probably isn't enough. Into the forge. Quite nervous. Big moment, boys and girls. That'll go on there nicely. Boosh. Set that puppy there. All right, into the snap. Lift that on. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Come on. Oh, I love it. Yes! It's ugly, but it's in. I can hear the metal creaking and cracking as it shrinks. I'm going to cut the next ones about a 1/16 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch shorter. Ah, not good. Ah, not good. Crap-a-doodle-roo. Ah, get back here. No, stop running away. That one's a disaster. Whoopsie daisy. We're gonna have to fix that with a torch, I think. But not right yet, because I've got other rivets hot and waiting. Ah, much better. Woo! Not perfect at all. Yeah, I think I might need to get them hotter. That is a nice one. All the way home. I think that one can get a touch mark. Yeah! Oh, that makes me so happy. Come on, come on, come on. Why are you doing this to me? It's the last one. No! Of course it had to go wrong. Oh no! Oh, you gotta listen to your gut. That's not good. Look at that. How do I fix that? Get rid of that, maybe. Right, well, at least it's through proper. What a mess. So we now have 2 repairs to make. Better. Woo! That is hard work. It doesn't matter though, I've got this big brute doing the hammering. That is seriously hard work. Can you imagine? All day, every day, smashing rivets, crawled up inside a steam engine boiler or 20 stories up in the air. Whoa. They are our rivets. Next, the jigsaw puzzle. Here we go. Might be more of a hand hammer job. That is so cool. Fortunately, that ended a lot better than it started. Welcome to the workshop, Big Bertha. We're gonna find plenty of good uses for you. This is very special to have this epic piece of history up and running here. We haven't yet broken into the backing tool, so that's a project on the to-do list. But I am in love with this little table. I love furniture that is needlessly industrial, like our tensegrity table. There is no need for this to be made from this heavy material. And I love that I was able to get to experiment with these like riveted dovetails. And of course, that is only possible thanks to you watching. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for giving me your time. And of course, thank you to MeUndies for supplying me with the most comfortable underwear that I have ever worn. And hopefully you'll be going and grabbing yourself a few pairs yourself. Click the link in the description below. Appreciate you all. Bye-bye.